Hey, welcome to day 53 of reviewing an album every day, and today obviously I'm here with another one, and today we have Rat Taxi, yep, by Louie Zong, which is a fucking creator I've come across on YouTube, and this album is no different. When I came across it, fun fact, when I came across this album, I actually thought at the beginning that this was just a, soundtrack compilation for a video game, so I clicked on it, and then I realized, oh wait, there's no game actually called, I even searched on Google, just to then realize, wait, there's no actual game for this is just like an actual album. So yeah, that was fun. But yes, essentially this is a sort of, I guess it can be like it's a soundtrack for a game. This is what you would hear on a taxi driving game, basically, but with rats. And yeah, I just found it super interesting, and honestly, it was very fucking enjoyable. Now this is only 24 minutes long, and I guess it's not an EP because it does have 10 songs, so I guess it's an album, although it's an album that is actually smaller than some EPs I've heard, so that is interesting. Anyway, this is actually a pretty good fucking album, I would say. It's very good to have on the background, but it's also very good to just actually listening to it. And by far the most interesting song to me was Cheesy Street, which has a rap. It's the only song that actually features not vocals because the person's rapping, but yeah, it's the only song that actually features any type of lyrics, and they are so fucking good, especially thematically speaking. I especially love the line of mozzarella writing rhymes on a box of Nutella. Yeah, but that's actual fucking lyrics. That's bars, man. That's fucking bars. But yeah, essentially, very very interesting album, and it's more of this. What genre would this be? Like jazz fusion thing, Yeah, it's basically it's jazzy, but it's more high octane, I guess. So it's not like minimal jazz or anything like that. It's more like, energetic, I would say, because you're driving a car around, a rat car, basically. Okay, look, the fucking stupid, it's so stupid because all of the allusions on Jesus Street are related to rats, and it's really funny. It's actually really funny, but it's a very good fucking song, and it's a very good album. I actually, again, the songs aren't super big or whatever, but they do give you this atmosphere, this almost, they build the world for you, and these, because it kind of does sound like a video game soundtrack, does make you feel like, okay, how is the actual map, and you listen through the album and you picture different parts of the map where you would go to, right? Especially because I've played Simpsons Hit and Run, and quite frankly, this is the type of stuff that would happen in that game where during the second map, especially in that Moe's bar part of the town, you have a different song, right? Because they are depending on specific parts of the town, you have different songs that play. This sounds exactly like that. It sounds like one of those maps where it's depending on where you are on the map, you have a different song playing, and it's really funny because it fits so well and it's so fun. It's the soundtrack is really fun, and it's understandable why a lot of people do have high praises for this. It's just very fun, and then with all of the rat imagery and everything, it just, again, it does give you that idea that you're just driving a taxi, and the game basically of driving a taxi, right? And it's just very fun. I just love especially how diverse the entire album is, because again, if we're making that thing of sort of a video game soundtrack, not every track needs to be the same, right? Or can be the same. You need different tracks, that's exactly why some tracks are more on the high octane, faster tracks, others are more toned down, more chill, right? Others are somewhere in between. They all have sort of a different, I guess you could say, perspective to them, right? They all have a different atmosphere to them, and the names are actually really fucking cool. For example, the last song on the album is called Sewer Swing. Very very nice. But yeah, honestly, I think it's hard to say what my favorite is. I think Traffic Jam is probably my favorite, I would say. It's the first song on the album. It starts very strong, right? some nice. I don't even know like what instrument it is. To me, it sounded sort of like a. It didn't sound sound like a trumpet type thing. Like I don't know what instrument it is, but yeah, it sounded sort of like a trumpet. I mean, if I had to guess, it's not an actual like instrument, and it's more like of a sound made of a doll or a sample from some instruments. But yeah, basically that's sort of what I would think. And yeah, honestly, it's just a very fun album, and I don't know, I don't have much to say about it. Like I just love a lot of the sounds. I think that I think that this is sort of a lot of the same scenario as yesterday, right? But here everything comes more to. Yesterday was more like the guitar and the bass really made the album, and here they still do, but there's a lot more sounds and there's a lot of, especially the beat, because in a way this kind of like at points feels like kind of like a sort of lo-fi album. There's certain songs here that are more toned down that feel more like a lo-fi album to or have a more vibe related to lo-fi to all of this. So that was interesting to see. Or to hear rather, and yeah, I mean, obviously, album cover pretty fucking cool. Again, like I clicked on this because I thought, oh yeah, this is the soundtrack of a game, but I've never heard about this game because I thought it was like a 2000s game or whatever. Nope, not at all. It's not a soundtrack at all. It's just it's an album that this person made. So yeah, I mean, I wasn't disappointed because the album's really good, and I have heard this several times by now, several times. So I was, very pleasantly surprised. I will say, however, one of the, I guess, how do I say it? Basically, one of the, I'm not gonna call it a problem, but one of the things that definitely did feel very interesting to me from the perspective, I don't know how to feel about it, is like in a lot of the entire album, basically, pretty much every instrument is kind of like on the same registry in terms of being loud. So it's like no instrument has a focus, and everything just feels like an entire thing on its own. But at the same time, it makes it feel like you can't really appreciate the parts themselves. It kind of like feels like everything blends together in a way. Right, obviously because the album is so solid, and because the album is supposed to be sort of this, again, video game soundtrack, that's kind of what's paying an homage to, that doesn't matter as much, I feel like. But if this had been like an actual album where, like you would have lyrics and everything, I feel that this would heavily run the risk at like, blending together at points, especially because again, like, it's just something in the, usually high energy songs tend to have this problem where, because they're so high energy, and because there's a bunch of stuff going on at the same time, it's hard for you to make everything sound cohesive, but at the same time give space for the different instruments to actually shine and for people to be able to appreciate them, right? And I think that's what's happening here. But again, because it's not an actual like album, it's sort of, I mean, it's an album, it is an album, I don't want to like, but it's more of an instrumental album, right? Outside of Cheesy Street, you don't have lyrics, it's just pure instrumental, right? And it's instrumental is supposed to emulate an atmosphere, that is supposed to emulate a specific space, a specific gameplay in this case, right? Specific actions. It's not so much about the song itself. So in that regard, I think I can let it pass. But yeah, I mean, it's a very small like album. I don't have much to say about it. I just sometimes it's hard for me to say things about albums because I'm like, yeah, I liked it, and then it's like, oh, but what did I like about it? Like I kind of have to think, what did I actually like about this? Because sometimes it's hard. But sometimes I just like things, and that's pretty much it. So. Yeah, but with this, my vibe meter is telling me a 10 out of 10. Look, it's an easy 10 out of 10. Let's face it, it's Rat Taxi. It's an easy 10 out of 10. Yeah, I've already heard this so many fucking times after finding it out, and I discovered this only like a couple of months ago. So, I mean, to be fair, it came out like a year ago, so it's not like it's super old or anything like that. But yeah, Louie Zong also has other albums. I might check them out because honestly, this one was really fun, and if the other albums have this quality, hey, I can see myself actually being a huge fan of this artist. But yeah, I mean, this album alone, I already am. So yeah, 10 out of 10, I think that's pretty fair, and I'll see you tomorrow with another album.